So a couple of day in, day out plumbing jobs for you. So first job we've got is a new in position valve. The second job is a job that people think is complicated, and it's not as complicated as what you might think. It's one of these. Hive, get it the right way around, hot water system. So you've got two versions of the Hive. You've got the combi one, which is the red box, and the blue box is when you've got a cylinder. So when you've got a boiler, a cylinder, so you've got a heating zone, a hot water zone, this is the one you fit. But you do have to alter the wiring, and it's not as complicated as what you might think. Let me give you some tips and show you how to do this. First of all, let's get this mid position changed. We've got a Worcester boiler, and what's happening is when the customer puts the heating on, it's not doing anything, no heating. The only way they can get the heating on is if they put the hot water on. So I'm just going to put the heating on down here, make sure the thermostat's turned up. We're going to test it upstairs. We've got the diverter here. Now I am live testing, so you have to be very careful. Don't forget, only attempt work if you're trained and competent to do so. Don't get sticking your fingers in electrics if you don't know what you're doing. Right, multimeter. Get that onto voltage. So we can actually do all our tests from inside on here. I say that is live, so you have to be very careful. Let's put the end off the prongs. So we just want it on a neutral. I'm going to test on the white. So that's going to the white. So we have got voltage there, and it should be motoring onto the orange. How about that? I'll just make it work. Basically, it wasn't making the switch onto the orange. There we go. Let's have a look at the spindle. Oh, that is rock solid. Right, that's moving a bit now. So I think it is moving the paddle, but not enough to make the switch because of the stiff spindle. So we could, if we wanted to, see that little circlip there. So you can pop that off, put some grease on that, move it in and out, and that'll lubricate the spindle. You can do that as a temporary fix. We're going to get this one replaced. Just get it replaced because the boiler ain't that old. Look, it's like a year or two old, keeping the system. So instead of repair it, we're going to replace this one. So first thing we're going to do, pop in the loft, get the bungs in, get the power off obviously, and yeah, get this one replaced. So we've got the bungs in the tank. You've seen me do that a million times before. I can show you again at the end of it how we've done it, but good folding bucket, get it underneath, and we just want to drain the water off. You just want to drain the head of water off. So oh, that was a bit tight. Oh, it's a bit wet. Let's try and move that spindle into the middle position just so yeah, it all comes out of there. That should stop dripping in a minute. I've got a towel underneath. So yeah, that just went everywhere, but can't do that. You can see it's near enough stop now. Let's try that one again. Yeah. So that one stopped. That one's stopping. Make sure that we can get this one undone. Now the access to this one is superb. Honestly, I see them sometimes and you cannot get into them, but this one I like. I do like it. The plumber thought about the next plumber, and that's what you should do. Think about your next plumber. So yeah, we've got the... No, we haven't. We have got the new valve. I was about to say, I'll get the new valve all prepped. Just going to get the new valve. So I've got the new valve now. I'll take this out without getting the new valve ready, because imagine, I'll take that off now, the bung goes, I've got nothing to put... Well, I could probably put that back, but I can quickly snatch it over. The idea is, I'm going to use the old nuts. Don't judge me. There's nothing wrong. It's a brass nut. It's going to last longer than me. It'll be absolutely fine. The only reason you've replaced that is for aesthetics. Because of work phone again, silly season. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is take this one off. Come on. Pop that one out. Let that flow. Pop the top one out. And we can just wiggle that one out. We've got a towel just underneath there. I'm just going to put some paste around the olives. So you'll have ports on this. A, B, and that's A, B. So A, always remember it like this. A is 18, B is bath. 18, bath. So bath needs to go to your hot water. 18 goes to the 18, and that's the flow off the boiler. Just get in there now and tighten the nuts up. I recommend one of them, compression spanner. Makes life so much easier, really does. I've got 2 of them, especially when you're fitting boilers, they're brilliant. Tighten them up. That's tight, 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 done. That is all the water we've lost. Not a lot, well, a little bit on the floor. A little bit on the floor. Just want to try to take that one out, but that's took me 10 minutes. So yeah, that probably took me about 2 hours for fully drying the system. So bungie system is well worth it. Just tidy up your nuts. Don't leave dirty nuts. Customer won't like it. Just gonna get them bungs out up into the loft. It's actually quite nice because I've got loads of space, and the tank is pretty clean, to be fair. It's not water too bad, but yeah, bungalow system. Feed, open vent. You just take out your feed first, which surprisingly, hold on, let me find it. There we go, bungs out. It's a 22mm feed. Yeah, 22mm feed, don't see that very often. Let's get that one out. Normally, if you've got a 22mm feed, you don't need the open vent. So yeah, bungs out. Don't forget to put the lid back on. Just to cover that up. There we go. Back in. Job done. Right, let's move on to the electrics. Water's on. Open up the front vent. Beautiful, straight in the face. So yeah, not a lot of water, not a lot of water lost, not a lot of bleeding to do. Just got to look at the electrics. And who the freaking hell put this pipe there? Absolute scumbags. Oh man, it's going to be a nightmare to get to. I've no idea what that was. But yeah, let's try get this cover plate off. Right, we'll just struggle because I've tried to take that screw out behind that pipe. It is stiff as anything. I mean stiff. So black wire is our diverter. What I'm going to do is just chop it off there, pull it through. I know exactly where my wires are going to go. So I've just fed the new cable through. There's my old cable. And it's just a case now of one wire in and one wire out. Now it probably would have been easier just to use a region 5 plug on this, but nah, I've got to get into here anyway because the customer's having a Hive fitted. And I've got really the wiring, so I'll show you that in a minute. Let's just get this wired up and I can crack on with that. Oh, electric's all done. Just give them a really good tug. I should be so lucky. Yeah, we can pop them back in a minute, but I need to get a Hive system fitted. So a lot of people, the combis are dead easy. The ones where they control the heat and the hot water, a lot of people get confused. However, it's not as confusing as what you think once you dull it down. What I say, electrics, just dull it down, become a lot simpler. Let me show you how I work out how to do the Hive wiring. This is the Hive thermostat box, control your heating and hot water. So if you've got a boiler and a cylinder, this is the one you want. If you just got a boiler, a combi boiler, you want the one that just does heating. There's 2 different ones. It's the receiver that's different on there, so make sure you get the right one. So this is the setup you got at the moment. So once you get a call for heating, it goes from the programmer. If the programmer says we want heating, it'll go to the stat. The stat will say yes, we want heating. Then it'll get to the white wire, basically, right, on a wire plan system. With the Hive, you just want it to go from the programmer straight through to the white. So basically, you're getting rid of the stat because the thermostat is built into the Hive. You don't want that no more. So you've got to bypass and go straight from the programmer to your white wire. So what I'm looking for on here, first of all, is my white wire. Okay, white wire is heating on, and that is connected to a black wire there. And what I want to do is trace that black wire back. It goes to here, which has got a brown into a grey, which is there. So the brown off there, we're connected to the grey from your heating on. So that grey there, it's just got to connect onto the white. That's it. Hopefully this makes it a little bit more clearer. So white wire is connected to this black wire, which is off your room stat. We trace that wire back to this wire here. Then we've got a neutral and an earth. We're looking for this one, which is the other room stat cable, which is this one, which is connected to this grey. This grey will be off your programmer, go into your stat, through your stat, back through the black, and onto your white. So we don't want the room stack connected no more. So it's a simple job of moving that grey wire there from the room stack directly into the white. That is it. Hope that makes sense. Black wire out. Grey across. Do that a bit more. Program out directly into the white, which is calling for heat. There we go. So that's our old switch there. Brown is redundant because that's the other switch. Neutral, redundant. Oh, that was tight. Neutral out. Last one is the earth. There we go. That is our room stack cable there. What I'm going to do is cut them off all evenly. Curl them up. Put them back behind there. Out of the way. Back up on itself. Yeah. Just get it at the wiring centre. Push that lot back in. Flap down. There you go. That's the wiring all done for Hive. I say dead easy, but I used to do the technical support British Gas for people when they did the wiring, so I've done so many of these. So to me, it's second nature. I can understand why people get confused. I can, because it just looks like a snake's wedding in there. There's wires everywhere. You know, it's enough to blow your mind. But that's the easiest way that I figured out, to follow the white, find your room stack, get rid of your room stack, program out straight into the white. There you go. Last thing to do is pop that on. There we go. Job done. Let's get rid of the old wire for the old diverter. And get this screw back into there. So, old thermostat should be 2 screws. Out. Now, if you've got a back plate like that, and you got round behind, what you could have done, if you wanted to, is link the brown to the black. Could have just linked them two, couldn't you? There you go. No, that's the neutral, so you could just link them two together, couldn't you? Behind there. If you've got the space behind the back, you can now. If it's a hollow wall, do not link them and just push the fittings behind. Absolutely no good. You do have to put on the back plate live wires behind. Never link wires and just throw them back in the cavity. Cable-ish, that is. That's our plate all on. So the clock we've got on this one is a Drayton, which is perfect for our Hive receiver. I'll show you what. But to get these off, there's 2 screws, one there, undo them, and that should come off. So once you've undone the 2 screws, this should just lift and off. There we go, and there's our back plate, which is exactly the same as the Hive. Sorry for the full camera work, but yeah, let me just get that off and I'll show you. Back plate off the Hive. You see the wiring is exactly the same as the Hive. So the Hive, it's a bit hard to see on there. It has a very good explanation on the back of these, but it is the same as these ones. So that, technically, you just go onto there and clip on. It will, I promise. It's been a bit stubborn. I might have to undo them screws a bit more. But yeah, that should go straight back on. There we go, bit of persuasion. And now is that back on. Next what we're going to do is tighten up 2 screws. So if you've got a Drayton or anything like that, the wiring is near enough same. Always double check, but yeah, it's one of the easiest ones to do, to be honest with you. So with the Hive, when you plug it in to the back of the router first, then the power. It'll do about 10 minutes, and you're waiting for this single flashing orange. You know then it's ready to power up. Power on, let's see what happens. If your dog are banned, it means you've done something right. So you can have this flashing light, double flashing orange. You want to wait for that to go to a single flashing orange. And the reason this is all wet is because I'll just clean out the filter. It went a little bit everywhere, but it'll be alright. There you go, single flashing orange. We can now put the batteries in the thermostat. The batteries in the thermostat, you get all this with the pack. And it should come up. There you go. It'll come up welcome. And it should come up searching. And it should power up. See how long it takes. It shouldn't take long. There you go, just come up pairing. That should pair up. Right, so we can take you through a tour, explain how it all works. Yeah, I've got time for that. Don't worry about that. We can sort all that out. So, while we've got the thermostat in our hands, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to put on our hot water on a boost. Just make sure that comes on. There we go. Pump's coming into life. Diverter. I'm going to take it off. Yeah, it's in. It's locked in position actually. There we go. That's on the water. So if I put the heating on, give that a boost, that should move now into the mid position. Did a good bang, so we know we've done it right. Now if I cancel the hot water boost, so I'll click back, hot water. You can see now that moves over to the heating position. There we go, we know now that's all wired up correctly and working. Once it's all connected up, you'll get a green light on the receiver and the indicator lights. Green light means go, so we know the heating and the hot water's on at the moment. I just thought I'd add that in so you know what the receiver looks like after. Because we just said, do you want a coffee? I was like, absolutely, look at that. Okay, posh, that coffees. Too posh for a yum yum like me. Oh, lovely. Head back on, just gonna let that warm up now. Put the lagging back on, and I'd say that is a job done on that one. So there you go, some day in, day out plumbing jobs. And I say mid-position valves, they yeah, you'll get them quite often. It's probably one of the most popular systems, especially in the Midlands. So doing them valves, hopefully that's taught you a thing or two, especially bungee systems, that can save you time. And the Hive systems with the hot water, like I said, the wiring, just dull it down. It's not as complicated as what you think. So hopefully that's helped you out. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will catch you on the next one.